Hello everyone, welcome to BNB class. Under economics module, today we are going to discuss one of the important topic in pricing, that is price discrimination. But before I start my topic for today, if you are new to our channel, I request you to please subscribe to our channel BNB class and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified for any latest releases and updates. So let's begin. Price discrimination and degree of price discrimination. So this is basically the topics that we are going to cover in today's presentation. So price discrimination. Price discrimination normally occurs when a seller or a firm charges different prices to different person for the similar or identical goods. It means that the seller is actually charging different prices to different people or different buyer. So how a firm is going to do that, or how a firm can do that? Basically there are three conditions that is required for the firm in order to do this kind of price discrimination, and the conditions are: number one, there should be having certain degree of monopoly, or we can say price making capability. It means that if a seller enjoys this degree of monopoly or price making capability, they can actually convert the consumer surplus. They can eradicate all the consumer surplus that is available to the consumer and convert into a monopoly profit. Number two, ability to control and prevent resale of product. This simply means the seller must be capable to control or prevent anyone purchasing something from the market where it is cheaper and then selling it where it is selling at a higher price. If this cannot be controlled, then there will be nothing good for the firm and they will end up making some losses. So this is also termed as the market seepage. So the firm must be able or capable to control the market seepage. Now, in order to do all these things, the firm should have a good information system. They should be having a lot of information regarding various conditions or information regarding the consumer, that how the consumer are actually purchasing and how they are demanding at different conditions. For example, you must have noticed whenever we are doing some online shopping, they normally ask us to create an account and then only they allow us to do the shopping. Have we ever thought why this actually happens? So that is because they want to collect information on our PED, that is price elasticity of demand. It means how we are going to demand various products when the prices are dropping or when the prices are changing. So that if we define certain goods, or if they find some consumer have price inelastic, then they will charge higher prices. They can charge higher prices, and if they are price elastic, they will charge lower prices. But however, they will eradicate the consumer surplus and they can convert them easily into the monopoly market. If you want to understand the concept of PED, price elasticity of demand, then I have already uploaded a detailed video for that. I will share I have provided the link to that video in our description. You can check that out and you will understand the detailed concept of PED, that is price elasticity of demand. There are actually three different degrees of price discrimination that a firm normally uses. We'll look into it one by one. First degree of price discrimination. This is the simple degree of price discrimination that a firm uses and discriminates the price and makes the profit out of opportunities available to them. And let us see at a simple demand curve, as in the figure DD. At point A, where the consumer is demanding for a quantity Q at price P, the consumer will have a surplus as a triangle PAD, but this will collapse or this will vanish if there is a case of first degree of price discrimination, because the firm will actually charge the price that the consumer is willing to pay, making all the consumer surplus null and converting the consumer surplus into the monopoly profit, because consumer will have no consumer surplus because the consumer is actually paying exactly the price that consumer is willing to pay, and the monopoly firm will convert all the available consumer surplus and make it as a monopoly profit. Okay, now let's move on and see second degree price discrimination. So second degree price discrimination, we have a lot of way to look at that, but I'll be explaining with a concept like excess pricing concept. So basically, in this kind of price discrimination form, which have some fixed capacity of sale, they used to use they make advantage of this degree of price discrimination. For example, be it airline company or cruise ship or cinema hall or hotel, they have a fixed room, and in such kind of form, they use the second degree of price discrimination. Let us look at the figure on the screen. We are taking an example of an airline ticketing company. Now they have a fixed capacity, which I have marked as Q cap, and in such cases, the MC curve will be horizontal with x-axis to a certain point, and then will be straight upward with the logic that there will be no more cost associated since the capacity is not increasing, and Q cap is the maximum capacity. Now, AR curve will be the normal AR curve and the demand curve, and the MR curve will be just half a D curve. And since this form is a profit making at point P, which is the equilibrium point where MC and MR curve meets, at P dash and P1 price, the form is actually in equilibrium, selling OK quantity at the price P1. Now we can see that if the form stays in equilibrium, now they have some capacity that is unfilled. That is the difference between OQ and OQ cap. That Q cap is the amount, is the quantity or the unit of quantity still available to the company, and obviously the company will just try to fill it out at the last minute. You must have remembered that we get benefited at the last minute deals, and this is where the firm actually does the second degree of price discrimination. Now what they will actually do is, they will provide us a last minute deal. They will simply decrease the price so that they can fill the excess capacity. Now this excess capacity will actually allow the firm to contribute towards the fixed cost associated with it. And if you see in this figure, the logical point will be A and price OP2, where the firm can decrease the price and they can fill the excess capacity. Now anyone or the consumer who purchases at OP2 price will actually contribute the excess capacity, and will the gain of consumer surplus, that is E dash A, and the new point, that triangle you can see, that is the consumer surplus for the consumer who are getting benefit from the last minute deal. This is a win-win situation for both the firm and the buyer, since the consumer is getting consumer surplus, at the same time the firm is able to contribute towards the fixed cost associated with the excess capacity which was not filled. So this is the second degree of price discrimination. So now let us move to the third degree price discrimination. So basically, this actually occurs when the firm is capable to segment the market on the basis of different PED, that is price elasticity of demand. As I have provided the link below in the description, you can get the detail over there. Now, let us take an example of a railway line where there are some peak customers and there are some off-peak customers or the leisure customers. So peak customers are the one who are actually price inelastic, and the off-peak customers are the one which are actually price elastic. Now, as you can see on this figure, now the firm can actually charge two different prices. That is, for peak customer which has a very swallow demand curve, since it is a price inelastic, they are a regular customer, they will travel and their demand will not actually change with the changing prices. The firm can charge them a higher price, that is OP1. On the other hand, for the remaining capacity, at last minute they can decrease and see whether we can fill the remaining capacity or not, and they will charge a lower price OP2 for the off-peak customer, and in this way the firm can easily maximize their joint profit. Now, if you look this at, if the firm will charge OP1 price for the second segment of customer as well, there will be no demand at all. We can see if we extend this OP1 till the second panel of this figure, there will be no demand at all, and so the firm will have to actually charge different prices depending on the PED, so that it can actually maximize the joint profit. So this much for today, and this is what we learned about price discrimination, which simply means charging various or different prices to different customers for the identical or the similar product. Thank you for being with us, and please, if you like the video, please share with your friend, like, and also subscribe to our channel, and keep learning with BNB class. Thank you.